Good morning, everyone. It's another episode of Just a Chat with Bunmi Alabi. How are you doing? How has been your days? It's good to be here again today, and I'm here with my ladies. So we have Yeti Mama in the house.
Hi everyone.
Yeti Mama in the house. Yeti talk. You not done any episodes since now so far.
I mean, it's been one thing.
Follow her on Instagram as the spirit director.
Yes.
You follow Yeti talk on Instagram for her motivation, marriage tips and motivation tips. She's an entrepreneur, but you know, anytime she gets that inspiration,
she just come on like bam.
Okay.
So how are you doing?
I'm fine. Good morning.
I love your dress.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Emoji.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Good to see. Good to have you. How has been the weather so far? How has it been treating you? Like that 2 days ago, was it on Monday? That weather on Monday was something else. I put on 3 clothes from morning till night.
But I still prefer this weather than
the hot one. Yeah, which I don't like hot weather, but you know, at the same time, this cold.
It also helps the skin.
The skin, to blow me that on your glory. That's good to have you. Thank God for everything. Thank God for all the weather, you know, whatsoever, whether it is cold or hot, you know, we should still thank God for that.
Yeah.
Yes, you know, only a living can really experience.
Exactly.
Yeah, so like I've gone down 6 feet below. They can't be saying, oh, the weather is cold. In fact, they will put them in the frozen store. As I was looking at a video recently, and I just saw the way they just packed the man inside that.
Life.
Thank God, that's life.
Yeah.
So thank God for life.
Exactly.
Thank God for your life too. So if you're not grateful to God for anything, just thank God for the life you have. It's the best gift you could ever have. So thank God for that. Yeah. So we're here today again. Like we promised them that last week we're going to continue the discussion, and you know the responses I've gotten so far. It's really show that yes, we really just scratched that topic, and we need to talk about it. And you know, and today, see, one of us has that experience of step parenting. She's a step parent, and she's going to be discussing as in how it has been coping with a stepchild. You know, blending family. That's where we're going to continue today. How to blend families from different parents. So. Step parenting, that's what we started last week. How to cope, you know, we talked about, we just scratched it on the top, but we didn't really go deeper. But I think we need to talk about how to cope as the effect of step parenting on couples, the children together, then the mother and the child, or the father and the child, as in how are they able to blend it together. So I'll start from emoji. So emoji, you were not here last time that we discussed the topic, but I really want to hear your view. What do you feel about it? Maybe I should just ask if you're in the scene. You are not in the scene actually, but perhaps your husband just comes home and say, "Oh, honey, please, if I without even saying honey, even me I see the child, you see the replica of your husband there, you know, what would be your reaction to it?"
Honestly, you know, I'm an emotional person. In that situation, in this kind of situation, because there are so many situations. But in this kind of situation that you mentioned, I can't say what will happen. I don't know if I'll be able to cope
until you're there.
Yes, I don't.
Please ask me that same question. Since Joy, I would answer.
Honestly, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know if I would be able to cope.
No, you know that's not my case. So I just, but
in case it happens,
it happens like this.
Now your whole didn't happen that way.
Yeah.
But you're going to tell us how it happened.
But just show me. Just show that question.
So
you
and your husband just comes home and just say, "Sweetheart,
there's a baggage." Like,
no, we calm down. We calm down.
No, I just want to know.
Okay, what would you even do? To
be honest, though, in all honesty, I think that's the end of that relationship.
That marriage? Marriage is over.
relationship, marriage, no, that's what I'm talking about. That's the end of the marriage, to be honest, because it's a long time thing. Is it? They will just declare. It just takes one day to declare for you to be aware that it's a long life process. So
it
is.
It's
a whole lot. So I think to save myself or some unnecessary drama later.
But we talk about. Okay, I think we've not discussed forgiveness. I think we need to talk about forgiveness. Forgiveness comes in here.
Forgiveness. We can forgive. Yes, I can forgive you and still live my life.
Sure. But no with him.
Yes, now. See, I think there's some mistakes. It's better for us not to make.
Okay. No, let us go to that.
Let's just eat.
Yes. Okay, so how did you find yourself as a step parent?
Okay, so I would just say that, like I told you, there are different sides to the story, and my own is, I don't think mine is not that common.
Okay.
Yes, it's not common like the way people say, okay, this is how they, this is how it happened to them.
A mistake that just happened.
No, mine wasn't like that. Mine was like, when you've known somebody, I've known him even before dating. I've known him for a while. So we were friends.
Wow.
Yes, we were friends. So I was in the scenario, like I knew how the whole pregnancy went. In fact, when she was pregnant, when they were having the, back and forth on the whole pregnancy issue. So that was how, before we now ended up like dating.
Okay.
So it was just like I was in the scenario. So I'm not the one carrying the child, but I have been I've known. So
like
for me
to even the child
or the mother is a friend.
No, she's not my friend. I don't know her. Okay. I don't know her. My husband was my friend then.
Okay.
Like we're just friends. Like, oh, okay, what's up? That kind of thing. Okay. So I'm just like, so I knew like the whole story before we now ended up. Okay. You know how things can be. Like, yeah. So that was how mine happened. Okay. So for me, when it was time for me to, in fact, we had been praying because at that point, the mom, they were, even after the whole thing, the mom went to live her life. So at that point, the mom took the child, the guy, my husband, I said, so I'm just putting myself in that scenario there. He was paying for the fees and everything, but the girl was just adamant on, I don't want you to be in her life. And you know how women can be at that time. I don't know why she was just, angry, but she took we just realized at some point she took the child away, and my husband didn't have access to her. So we were actually praying. It was like a thing that was a big prayer point for us, like, okay, God, let her heart be soft, let her leave the child, so that, because we know that she cannot take care of the child. She's young as well, she needs to live her life. And we heard that the baby was living with a grandmom, and you know how grandmas can be. So we were praying until when we got the call and said, okay, come and take your child.
Wow.
So that was, it has never been a big deal.
You started dating then?
We had, in fact, no, when this happened,
when she left,
we were already married.
Okay.
Before she said, okay, come and take your child.
Okay.
So it was like an answered prayer for us.
And you've not had a baby then?
Actually, when she said, come and take your child, my baby was few months old.
Okay.
Yes, so that was when we heard that call, and he had to go, do the needful, and we took her.
So I could say maybe it's like you had an agreement with the husband to take the child, and you were really ready and prepared for it.
No, thank you for that question. Now this is the hardest part. If that was why I said it's a long, it's too much emotions in play, at every point in time. At the moment when they said, come and take your child, I was not ready. I wasn't mentally ready. I wasn't physically ready. In fact, I was at the lowest point of my life whereby I needed love. And to be honest, I was not ready to give out love to anybody, because even the people around me, I wasn't giving anyone love. So just imagine a child is coming and you have to care. I was not ready. So but I didn't have a choice, because it's just like what we have been praying for. Now, it was time. God answered, and I wasn't ready. To be honest, I was at my lowest at that time. I was going through everything, childbirth. It was just few months. childbirth. So I had issues with my personal family. I was, you know, I felt alone. I needed love. I just needed, you know. So at that point, I just wanted to have, because my child, I felt like my child was the only one I had, like a blood. You know, my husband is there, but, you know, men, you know how men can be sometimes. So I just knew that, okay, I just needed to pour all my love on my child. That was just what I wanted at that time. Then it's like, okay, you have somebody that you have to take care of. So it was difficult for me at that time. But I didn't have a choice, because I am already aware, you know, of the scenario. So it was like, you know, you have to. So I just had to like find a way around it, you know, but it was difficult.
But I think the child, sorry, I know you have something to ask. Okay, let me give you.
Yes, what I want to ask is that even after that, has there been any time that there have been issue from her mom's side?
Okay, so thank you. So as regarding the mom, we're actually, that was why I said that I'm a different kind of person, you know. We're actually friends,
Afterwards, right?
Afterwards, yes, like we relate, we have a good relationship.
A good relationship as in about the child, or just as in?
No, I mean because of the child, you know. So we have like a good relationship. I'm the one in communication with her, not even my husband.
Okay.
Jonas, I'm the one in communication. If anything wants to happen, you know, it's coming through me.
You are a rare kind of lady, because Emoji, do you think average lady would build a kind of relationship with their, I don't want to call her your husband.
To be honest,
I think it's because
I've had people have come to me like the ones, because I would say that the people in my life right now might not know, but where I'm coming from, you know, a lot of people, a lot of us like, how do you do it? I'm like, do what? Do what? Like, it's not a big deal to me.
Because
in your own situation, it's not a big deal.
Because naturally, things like that could make a woman feel insecure.
Yeah.
You understand that? Oh, could there be possibility that this lady might want to come back? You understand? So what really, I think maybe that shows that maybe you and your husband, you have a very good and intimate relationship from the onset, which gave you that security. Should we have agreed to that?
Oh yeah, I would say yes, and I would say that he played his role well. He played it well, because I mean, he didn't give me any. He didn't make me feel some sort of maybe insecurities on maybe he wants to go back or he wants to. Even when I knew that maybe they had communications, I just knew that, you know, the thing is, let me say, there's a way you are, you know, when you know that. I don't want to sound so prideful, right? Okay. But you know, there's something in your head when you know that, well, if you decide to do this thing, it's your loss. You don't get that kind of thing. So I didn't have to. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. So if you decide to want to take this step later, it is your loss, because I'm definitely moving. You know, there's so many things I've had to, how did they say this thing in English? I've had to forfeit. You know, it's not like things they don't get to my head sometimes or anything. So if you now decide that after everything that has happened, and I think another thing why is, you see, my husband and I, there's a lot of things he has done for me as well. You know, there's a lot of sacrifices he has made, very tough sacrifices that he has made. So it was just normal for me to just do the right thing for him, to make him, because I know that was it's been his, you know, number one prayer point. You know, my child is somewhere, I don't know what she's doing, I don't know, so it was just right for me to, yeah.
I think what I could bring out from that is relationship between both parties is
very, very important.
You know, we were talking about it last week, that the man and the woman should sit down first, count the cost of what you want to do.
Exactly.
So part of the cost is, okay, how is your relationship? How secure did you make your woman to be? so that she wouldn't have that fear that, oh, will I be going back? Would something happen? Perhaps.
To be honest, the man is the center of it all.
Of the whole.
Yes.
No,
yes.
but you know, there's now a fear that's really comes to my mind that I think maybe I watched it in the Yoruba movie whereby the woman in the house doesn't have a child. And the man now has a child outside. You know, that's another
scenario. And I don't think it will be easy. You see?
So, you know, there are different
sides.
But, well, with the side we're talking about, I believe people that are watching now, you are taking the point out from this. And I think what I could deduct from what she said now is relationship between the partner, between the man and the woman
is very, very important.
How are you able to build security with your partner
and control the situation,
and set boundaries? And
it's very important.
You know, it's not like
it's not like I'm seeing you sneaking in the night calling. Yeah, definitely you make me feel insecure. You know, that kind of thing. So
now talk to us about the relationship with your we've talked about your husband, now a relationship with that child. With that child.
Okay, now so you see, let me I'm sorry. let me just say this. You see, when I always say this to myself very well. When she came into my life, I feel like the whole thing was ordained by God. Because at the point when she came, I didn't have love to give her, but I needed support. God knew that I wouldn't have been able to, as well as she was, God knew that I wouldn't have been able to do it on my own. So when he brought, I was like, give and take. You have to sacrifice something for something. So I'm grateful I was able to quickly understand and read, you know, the scenario. So I just had to, the relationship had to work because you came, you know, I don't know how I want to explain it, but God brought her because I needed her at that time. So automatically the relationship just had to work. Although it's not easy, right? It's not easy. You know how children can be. You know, even relationship. Okay, I don't want to jump into relationship between both children now.
That's where we're going to.
But let me just say that it just had to work. You know, I just maybe because I knew her from when you know I was already. So I just had to love her like my own. You know, so. And she's mine, you know, she's my blood. So even though like...
You know, a lot of women will say, oh, she's my husband's blood. But how can I really transfer? How can I really love this child?
You know, love is a different thing.
Yeah, to different people.
Yes.
And we have different love languages. The way we understand, we receive love from people.
Yes. And you know, do not let me lie to you. I would say that my situation is different.
It is.
So it's not, but for real, if it's not in this scenario, I don't think that I want to do it.
Yes.
So I would like
not be able to cope.
I don't think it's a long process. It's a lifelong thing. These children will grow up. There are different.
Okay, hold on. Emoji, would you have been able to love that child?
In our own situation.
Our situation.
In our situation, I would say yes.
That you were able to
love the child. But in the situation, the first question you asked me, that is why I said, I don't know if I will be able to cope. I am too emotional.
I won't even take the child. I won't lie.
I don't think I will be able to
take the child.
No, I don't think I will be able to cope. No.
This is serious.
It is.
It is serious, but it does happen. You know, when things happen like that, you know, we can't really talk about, okay, how we're going to react. Like you said that, but you know, the place of forgiveness, where does it come from? This child, they are innocent, they don't know about this, they didn't put themselves in the situation. But you know, first of all, you want to make your husband to be happy. And you know that this child is your husband's blood, and
excuse me, you
want to make your husband be happy.
Get me right. Okay, let's get this right. Actually, because you know we said that things happen. Perhaps it was like a mistake in the past while he was in school, and he still feel like okay, the mother of the child cannot take care of the child the way he would have wanted, and he wants the child to be part of his life. You understand? and he still wants you to be the mother of that child.
I think that's a different scenario.
It's another scenario.
It has happened before, and he didn't know. It's a different thing.
Before the marriage,
I think that will work. It will work. But not when my child, maybe after my child is 5 years old, they will now say, they just got 2 years old. You just did it now. You just did it.
Okay. Whether he's doing it now or he has done it in the past, it happens.
But there are two different things.
Yes, that's different things.
No, there are two different things.
Okay. Yesterday, so I realized, in fact, I must celebrate. Let me just give you. I must celebrate you. You're a very strong woman. You're a very strong woman. Before I could know about this, it was difficult. It was very, very, as in, I found it difficult to really comprehend that. Are you kidding me? This child is not a biological child, because I could see the inflow of love between these two kids. As the children, if I used to see the two of them, hey, Morire, my sister is not here. I want to go and meet my sister. And the bond between the two of them is very strong. It's very, very strong. And I think maybe that is from the way it happened and the way you have really, really created that bond. It flows from you. Actually, do you know that? It really flows from you, because if you don't want it, there's no way. You always look for ways to. No. Wait now. If I was saying something last week that's why you would be seeing some traits in that child, and you say, this one, she doesn't even look like, as in, she's not well trained. If I was to be the one that trained this child, she would have done things in a better way. I don't want her to corrupt my child. You understand? But you, in your own case, it's very, very different, and you've been able to balance things and create that bond between them. How are you able to do that?
I'm just remembering, somebody asked me this question, and trust me, I don't know how to answer the question. I don't know how I want to answer it. I won't lie.
You will. Because
I don't know. It was just natural.
Yes.
It was just natural because
of the love. Because
she's mine. So I mean, they're sisters.
Yes.
A scenario has happened. And then at former school, you know how children can be. Sure. So she was in the school and she was telling my husband hates it, he doesn't even want anyone to, he just wants it to be like a balance something. He doesn't want. So in a school, I think then she was like, my mommy, I have my mommy.
So is she aware?
Yes.
She's aware.
Oh?
Your first child, is she aware that you're not a mom?
Yeah, of course, she knows her mom. She talks to her mom. Okay. So I'm sure there are times she would have said my mom, and you would think she's referring to me.
Okay.
There are times I'm sure she would say because sometimes she say, okay, my mommy said she will buy it for me. It's not me sometimes. It's her mom, So the former school, I don't know how, and you know how teachers can be. We had to withdraw her. Okay. We had to change our school. Although not only because of that, but one of the reasons why we changed it. That was one of the reasons why we changed our school. Because of how, teachers can be like, I don't know how to want to explain. So we had to change the school. And then, a child that maybe because she just came, she was just getting settled. You can't blame the child as well. I don't know how I want to explain it. So concerning the balancing, it was just normal. She's my child. Yeah. I don't think, and I don't have the heart, to be honest. When it comes, I can be very cranky, I can shout, I can, but I don't have the heart to want to, differentiate that. When they are the same thing, nothing calls for that.
Yes, nothing calls for that. Because nothing the situation that brought the stuff doesn't cause you to create an hatred.
Nothing calls for that. So I would rather, that was why I said, when I said I would rather leave. Because I can't imagine, I can't hold my love. I'm hurting myself, like the scenario you put, like, okay, maybe later when they bring the, and I said I would rather leave because I would want to express myself. I would want to, and the innocent child, so I would rather leave than not be able to show the love that I'm supposed to show. Do you understand what I'm saying?
You want to say something? I think maybe I have just few minutes. So let's just.
Okay. I want to ask a question, and it's not like a question like that. In a situation whereby I've seen a situation like that, whereby something happened. It wasn't during the marriage; it was before, and the stepmom, as in, took the child as her own. Even the child, I've never for one day tell her close friends that she has another mother. Anywhere she is, that person has always been her mom and all that. And you know, there's one thing I know. That other parent would definitely have connection in your relationship, in your home. Because she has something in your home, in your marriage. Definitely. I mean, if she has something in your marriage. You know, when this child now grow up, and they now got to a stage of maybe the child is having a graduation in her institution, and the mother would like, I have to be there. How will you cope in such situation when the two of you, as in, show up in that case?
See, before, you know, she was in Nigeria before. So before she traveled out of the country. So before she traveled out of the country, we were meeting. Yes, we were meeting. You would come to my office. Yes, she would come. You know, when she buys gifts, sometimes I don't even bother to buy toys because I know she would definitely. When my child was
for the two
of them, in fact, when my child was doing her birthday, I'm like, you're buying most cake. Oh yes, I'm telling you what you said. That's the relationship. Oh yes, you're buying a cake, you know. Because we know you have that baker that she makes very crazy cakes. Oh yes, you know. And their toys, she knows how to shop for toys for them online, and they would just deliver. I mean, the relationship has to go on, and it would go on. Even when graduation, she has to take. Look, everything I do, because my mom has trained children. That she has trained them like her own, that she got no reward. I will not lie to you. Do it without reward. What reward am I looking for? So do it without reward, because at the end of the day, children will grow up. They can grow up and exhibit certain behaviors. Do not expect. Well, I mean, do not set eyes. No. Because when she grows up, she will definitely be close to her mom. I don't expect I can't take the place of her mom. She'll never be closer to her mom than myself. Even though now I'm the one training, I don't think she'll be closer to her mom. So I'm not doing it for her. Of course, on a good mommy will come, I will be there, my husband will be there. We are all our parents. You know, so
I think everything boils down to individuality and how fast we are able to heal. As in, I'm talking about the past lady, former lady. You know, if she's not healed, because she has accepted to move on with her life. If she's not healed, she wouldn't even want to come around you. She will feel bitter anytime she sees you. You understand? In fact, she wouldn't even be secure leaving her child with you.
I think she had the issue. She wasn't sure, but when she saw like the families would come here and they'll be like, you are a blessing, you are sent from heaven, you are our angel. She's not in Nigeria, but she can sleep comfortably. That my daughter is somewhere secured. You know.
So I think it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work on yourself as well.
I know it does happen, but you know the main goal of this is when it happens because we don't want to encourage single parenting. We are saying we want to encourage single parenting because a lot of single parents would rather want to stay and take care of their child, and you know that child coming into their life won't give them access to even move on with another relationship. If they are going into another relationship, how sure are they that the man is going to accept that child? You understand? But if they know that, okay, this child, I want to release her to her father so that I can move on with my life. But a woman that is not healed, that is not secure, that, oh, my child will be okay, how do you expect her to just do that? So I think, most importantly, if anyone finds herself in this situation, the first thing is to heal before you move on. If you are not healed, there's no way you can move on with your life. You understand?
Yeah.
Oh, this is, I think you are a blessing indeed with this thing that happened to you. But I believe the main thing I could pick from this is relationship with your spouse.
Exactly, very important.
What I could pick, which is the major thing that I could pick from what you were saying, is relationship, building a secure relationship with your partner.
With your partner first.
Then another thing I discover is when you want to love, if you find yourself to be a step parent, don't have too much expectation that the child will love you just like her mom, because you are not her
you
mom.
always have that in your mind.
Back of your mind that expectation will be, just limit your expectation. You will just try your best,
because these children are growing.
They are growing.
The way they are now is not the way they will be in 5 years time, in 10 years time. So, and they would behave in a more matured way. And now my mom,
don't have too much high expectations from that child. Just love unconditionally. Whether he or she likes you or loves you back, just love. The main person you have issue with is your partner.
Your partner
communication with your partner is very key. How do you want to do
your partner will set the standard.
Set the standard, set the boundaries.
Set the whole thing.
Yeah.
You know.
I think to just wrap up the whole thing, Emoji, do you have something to say for people that find themselves to blend the family together? Because we need to just encourage this.
Yes, as in this situation, because we just as in we treated just a situation. You know, in the other situation that we talked about, when you are in the marriage and your husband came in with another, that is another situation which we have not even
whether in the marriage or maybe it has been before.
But okay, yeah. So I will just. For me, I just want to say that the center of it all is the communication with your partner. Whether it is before or after. Even me that said I'm just saying that I will leave. There are ways that my partner will want to
that you
put it.
Yes, you want to consider.
It's very communication is very important in this situation.
Even living is not the
but the partner plays a huge role in how you will accept it, because your partner knows that okay, maybe then how is he going to he has to know how to deliver it. Not just to pack children and come and say
they are my children. If you want to leave, you leave. If you want to stay, you stay. You know, in that kind of a situation, I don't think any woman will want to find it
for a man to say that, then there has been some underlying issues
in the home
between the two of them first. You understand? So we can't just conclude as okay. So there are some underlying
but there are some men too that want to use Ogboju.
Yes.
Let me scatter everything and we'll settle it. Yes, that's some men. Yes, there are some men that they will advise you have to use Ogboju. If not, just scatter everything. At the end of the day, she can't go anywhere. After Amomelo, she will accept. But you have to go in like that. But I don't think that is the best way to go into. Everybody, we can find ourselves. We can make mistakes.
Yes. To be honest.
Yes, we can make mistakes at any time. We are not perfect. And when it comes like that, like what she said, communication is key. It's very key, and it will really help the situation.
Anyway, that is where we're going to wrap it up. But please, all these children, there's no mistake. There's no mistake child. Solomon was seen as a child outside, as like a mistake. You understand? But you know, he grew up to be the king, to be the most wise king. But that child that you want to ignore, that you don't want to accept, you don't know what that child will grow up to become tomorrow. But most importantly, a child needs a balanced, a functional environment to thrive. So as a stepfather, stepmother, whatever it could be from either side, please communicate with your partner. It's very important.
It is.
Then don't have too much expectation from the child that, oh, this is how it's going to turn out. Children are different. They bring out different attitude. But learn how to love them unconditionally and give them that atmosphere to try to grow, to raise a well-balanced child. On this note, this is where we're going to wrap it up on Just a Chat. Thank you for following us. Thank you for watching. I believe we've been able to pass a message across to you. If you have any question, you have your own view, you've been in this situation before and you were able to cope, whether it was before, after, or during, and you're able to cope, or you're having some challenges, or some questions, or you want to ask Yetunde further question about this, just drop a comment or just send a message to me in my inbox. We'll be glad to just respond to you. Till we come away again next week with another interesting topic. Stay safe, stay well, and please take good care of yourself, because that's the only way you can take care of others too. Till another time, I say bye-bye.
Bye.